The Timco keeps telling me that it has a kink in its neck. That's what exhaust looks like at 36 below. Probably can't see it, but there's a black spruce tree up in there, and I was trying to reach around this cedar. I'm kind of working through some cedar here. Anyway, I was trying to not break too many limbs off this cedar and kind of sneaking up here, and I heard a pop, and I went, uh-oh, I think I know what that was. And if you can see my idler, my track is coming off. So I'm partially throwing a track. I have a technique for putting that back on. Hopefully it'll work very well. It usually just takes a few seconds to get it back on. Here we go. So what I do is I take the head. Hopefully the saw has stopped by now, and it has. Take it over here and I push, and I back up at the same time, twist, let's turn around and see if it went back on. Nope, that didn't. Still not on. I gotta try a little harder, I guess. I didn't hear it pop back on, but we'll try it again. Or we'll look. We'll look to see what it's like. Uh-oh. Nope. Still not on. I just made it a whole lot worse. Now the idler is pretty much completely out. This isn't how it's supposed to go. Come on, Timco, you know the camera's on you. Set her back up on there with the head a little bit. So when the track's on, that's what it looks like. The track's falling off. That's what it looks like. Fell off the slide. Yeah. It's coming off the sprocket. It's still on the sprocket down below, but off the sprocket up top. Doggone it. Just got a whole lot more serious on me. I run my tracks a hair looser maybe than I should, and I drove on the side of that stump and it tilted the track and it drove right out of it. I run them looser out in the swamp because ice buildup. I don't want them too tight. And this is what you gotta be you gotta be careful, and doggone it, I just got bit a little bit. Hopefully I'll be able to get this on by myself without too much more trouble. So I'm doing my opposite corner. Actually, I swung around and I put the track back on the sprocket, and then I swung around the opposite corner and pushed like I was doing earlier, and you can see that the sprocket's just, or the idler's just about in. If I back up, it should pop on. Whoop, did you see it? Yeah, it just popped on. So, I'm back in business, but I better get out of that hole. I just made myself a hole. I suppose I better explain exactly how I did that, or the theory behind getting that track on. So I lost, that track fell off to the outside. So what I did was I pushed off that corner. I used the boom and the head, and I pushed off that, pushed back against the machine. And what that does is it puts, it'll spin the machine like this, and you're trying to get a stump over here that the machine will hit, or the track actually, the track will hit it, and then because you're pushing against that stump, it's forcing that track to stay or get over where it's supposed to be. And then when you walk it on, you know, drive backwards, it'll walk that track back on, and it'll get to the front and it'll pop it back on the idler. That's how I do it. That's the theory. So you got to back this track up faster than this track if you're trying to put that. So you're pushing against it and trying to force it to curve. And if you don't hit a stump, it's not going to work. You got to have a solid stump. Where I was doing it, well, back over there, I was having a hard time finding a solid enough stump in the swamp. But you can do the same thing on the other side, but you got to be careful if you're running really loose tracks, your tracks are really worn out. I did that one time and I ended up knocking my other track off while I was trying to put the original one on. So I had 2 tracks off in soft ground, and that was a disaster. I think I ended up asking a skidder to come and help me that time. I think. I can't remember. But, you know, it's way quicker than letting the grease out and getting somebody out there or using the head to put it back on. You just stop the saw, swing over to the side, and push and spin. It takes a little coordination. It definitely does. But, oh well. You know, it's quick to put them back on. And there you go. If that ever happens to you, you know how to fix it. Well, I shouldn't say that. It's how I do it. You do it however you want.
Thanks for watching. Have a great day.
Do it again.